Today I'm working on my 2018 Ram 1500. It's a Laramie. I've installed a cargo brake light from a 2500 onto this, and it's LED, which is really nice. But also, added benefit of this light is it comes with a camera. So, the thing I've been dreading for a while is installing this camera harness through the truck. But it should be all plug and play. It should be pretty simple, so we're just gonna go from there. Alrighty, let's get started. Please forgive the dirtiness of my truck. Right now it's in this quarantine season we had. Winter's just ending for me here, so it's constantly melting and snowing, and it's getting better. Roads are almost clear. Once it's clear, I could then wash this damn rig. Anyway, point is, so now we are going to install the camera harness from the camera to the radio. So really, this harness comes in 3 pieces, and I got it from a website called coadtech.com. So this is the guy's information here, right there. So this harness comes in 3 pieces. So it comes in the piece that plugs into the back of the light, just the camera portion of the light. It then plugs into this long harness, which I'm going to run from the third brake light, through the headliner, down the pillar here. There's a channel on the floor, allegedly. Goes all the way to the front. I can then get it to the back of my deck. And then I need to steal power for the harness, though. And I have to do that right through here. So this is the T, which I'm going to steal some power off of the cigarette lighter, or whatever you want to call it, that's down there in the center console. A couple things first. So really, the back of this third brake light has 2 connectors. So one connector is just for the lights, and one connector is for the camera, which I'm going to use that harness for, all plug and play. So this, when you install this light, just the light by itself, I noticed you got a brake light out indicator, and there's a way to fix that. So the way I'm doing it is through an app called Alpha OBD. There's lots of videos on this app. It does lots of really cool things. It changes any factory option you want to change in this truck. Mainly I'm going to focus here, though. So basically, the basic thing you need for this app is to download this app off of an Android store or Windows store. The app was $50 Canadian for me. Pretty cheap. I already had a Bluetooth OBD reader, so you have to buy one of those to kind of get it to work off your phone. So that's what I'm going to end up using. So upon using that app, once all this is installed, I could make the truck think the third brake light's supposed to be LED, which is really nice. So there'd be no bulb out indicator. And then I'm going to program the function into the radio, making the camera function turn on and off. So this third brake light camera will be there, as well as my rear view camera will be there. So it's all going to work out nicely. Alrighty, so 2 things first. One, clearly I don't know how to spell. I'm dyslexic because Buddy's website there is Coadtech, not Coadtech. Whatever, A before the O, minor. Number 2, for 2018 and newer vehicles, they've installed a security module that you have to bypass to be able to use the Alpha OBD app. So from the same website, they install a security module, they sell a security module bypass harness. Pretty cheap. So you're also going to need that if you have a 2018 and newer vehicle to use this app in general. Anyway, back to the actual install. So upon looking at this a little bit, I was going to try to get this off to take the headliner out first, but I'm realizing as I get through it here, this panel's got to come out first. So I'm actually going to remove the seat, which is really just 4 bolts. You see one here, one over there, and there's 2 more in the back. One of them is holding down your seatbelt piece, but make sure to keep that all together. And I got some Loctite to reinstall it with because it clearly had some Loctite on it originally. So, and we are going to continue. Alrighty, so I pulled the seat out. So I started moving towards the headliner, started taking out. So I took those clips off, took the light piece out. It was very easy. You just pull it out. It all comes apart really easy with the other side. I'm starting moving towards here, started pulling it out of the seal a little bit. So I pulled out the C-pillar with this black plastic piece down here. It was only held in by the seatbelt bolts. Other than that, that all came out super easy all the way through. So did this floor piece. It all is just clips. You can see them there at the bottom. Really, what's next for me, I guess, is removing the B-pillar stuff, and then I should be clear to go all the way through, and it should be pretty simple from there. Okay, so I went a little bit overboard and beyond. So basically, if you just pull these 2, pull these 2, pull the C-pillar out, you can get enough articulation down where you're able just to fish the damn wire through and push it through with your hands. So basically all this stuff is don't need. It might actually be nice to actually get rid of that piece down here to run the wire. But other than that, it's coming along. Alrighty, so I started putting this thing back together a little bit. I ran it down the pillar. I've strapped it a little bit to the original harness. Let me get a better spot. So here we go. It's tucked behind the seatbelt. Zap strap to the original harness. So we go down. It goes into the floor right where it was. So once it's in here, it just follows the channel all the way down. I got into this one as well. Gonna lift it up here. It's all sitting in here. And the carpet just pulls out really easy to put it behind. There's lots of room back there to run it up somewhere over there into the radio. And then we're almost there. Okay, so for now I started putting some stuff back together. Like there's the back seat and stuff. Everything's all back together in here. There is one thing I gotta say though. Make sure you're careful of your rear defroster wire. I don't know when I hit that, but allegedly I hit it, obviously. So I don't know how expensive that is to fix, but I guess we'll find out. And really, I'm still at this point over here. So I'm going to put it together for a little bit. And yeah, I'll be back. All right, so just the easy part of taking these two pieces out. So allegedly, all you do is you take the cover out of here, take the tray out of here, take the cover out of top. So you do these bolts, those bolts, that one. And then this whole top piece just pries out first. Right, goes backwards here, and then that piece pops out. Alrighty, so I've run up the harness there. Here's my little piece of the harness that goes to the radio, and I attach the cigarette lighter piece down here to the cigarette lighter. So here's a very important part. So basically, you're gonna see my 3 wires. So I have this yellow, which is 24, the green and brown, which is 25, and blue is gonna be the 26. Now your harness is probably gonna be a different color. But anyway, but you can see exactly where I put it into this connector. So it's going to go 26, which is the blue. Then to the left is going to be the 25, and they're already in the right spots. And then to the left of that is going to be the yellow, the 24. Now make sure when you put these connectors in, make sure you put them in the right way. And what I'm saying is, you can see the one side of it there, I'm going to call it the bottom, is a tiny bit wider than the top. So the bottom has to go in this side of the connector to slide down nicely. And I hope that's a good way of putting it, but you'll know if you put it in wrong, she won't be able to slide it into the connector. So you slide it down, and it's going to get to a point where it gets a little bit hard, so use a little screwdriver to click it into place, and then that'll be that. Alright, so everything's back together. I also programmed it with the Alpha OBD. So the 2 settings that I had to program were, oh, this stupid beeping. One second. So the 2 settings I had to program is CHMSL camera. Select the value to yes. You go, you leave, you come back 10 minutes later, and then you also select LED CHMSL lamp present to yes, and that way you don't get any brake light out indicators. But now if I go through here, I have the option, backup cam, cargo cam, and if I go in here, I got this change between the 2 settings. So there we go. Good to go. Alright, so it was a little time consuming, but one thing I do recommend is be very careful when you take out your C-pillar here in this portion of the vehicle, so you don't rip off the rear defroster like I did. Because the dealership now tells me that's allegedly a whole new window. They can't fix it just the way the Rams are designed. So that's the one thing I do say, be very careful. Other than that, it works great. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I'll do my best to get to every single one of you. Have a great day and enjoy your vehicles.